Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Àwọn tó lára àgbà yìí dá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her. But e dey move closer before dem go sabi. I said, they go dúdú àga, dúdú àkóbá. Wọ́ àwa ni mọ̀lẹ́ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ìyàwó dúdú àdìwá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Ìwà máa ní. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Ìwà máa ní. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tata. Koikimedia, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o. Máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń jádùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn lọ má gidi bọ̀ tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gbàjòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ̀ á bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́kun pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia, ṣàwa ni bàbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrègèdè. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àtúnjàfẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. We bring you work closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òòdùn kan yòókù lára ni. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ni bàbá o. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Òdúdú alágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sórí kẹta. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Àdúró kan, àtúnpèrègèdè. Koikimedia, àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia, we bring you work closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia
Is around to give all latest.
Is around o.
Give all latest. Listen and gentlemen, ẹ mú kálẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú owó.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kálẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú owó.
Koikimedia
Is around to give all latest. Ẹ̀kálẹ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá jákèjádò gbogbo àgbáláyé. A kí yín pé ẹ̀kálẹ́, ẹ̀káàárọ̀, ẹ̀káàsán according to the time ibi tí olúkálùkù wa bá wà. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò ti àṣálẹ́. Èní ni ọjọ́ 9 nínú oṣù kẹfà ọdún ya 2025. A kí gbogbo èèyàn olólùfẹ́ Koikimedia pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò tí alẹ́ yìí o. Ẹ bá wa gbọ́wọ́lé share button. Mo gbà ládùúrà fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa pé bí ẹ ti ń gbọ́wọ́lé share button, mo gbà ládùúrà pé ọwọ́ tí ẹ fi ń tẹ share button ẹ ní fi gbọ́mọ sí lágbára àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Mo bẹ̀ wá, mo rọ̀ wá, ẹ bá wa share ètò tálẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ fà. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa share, ẹ bá wa share. Abẹ́ yín ni o, àrọ̀ yín ni. Nítorí pé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ti mọ̀, ìkànnì ni a mọ̀ pé ẹni tó ní ìkànnì òun ni a mọ̀ sí last man standing. Tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé a ti sọ wípé àwa a ní jẹ́ kó sún wa, a ní jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bàbá náà ń sọ wípé ohun tó bá gbàṣẹ, àní òun ni a máa fi fún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tí a máa fi mú wálẹ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti sọ fún ètò tí alẹ́ yìí, a ní àsìkò tó láti fi òpin sí ìrìn-àjò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti Yorùbá. Àsìkò tó òfin ìrìn-àjò aláfipáṣe èyí tí a ti kóra wa sí láti ọdún 1914 tí wọ́n ti ṣe amalgamation. A sọ wípé enough is enough. Enough is enough. Wípé àsìkò tó, tí ẹ bá ti gbọ́, àsìkò ti tó sẹ̀. Àní àsìkò ti tó fún àwa ọmọ Yorùbá, ìran ọmọ aládé. Àní àsìkò ti tó fún àwa ọmọ Yorùbá, ìran ọmọ aládé láti fi òpin sí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, ìbágbé papọ̀ àwa àti Yíbò àti Fúlàní. Àní enough is enough. Ẹ bá wa gbọ́ lé share button lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ká tó kí èèyàn wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò tí alẹ́ yìí. Àkíyín lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀kan, àkíyín tẹ̀ṣọ́, àkíyín tológun. Mo kí tí a bá wọlé olórí dé lákọ́kọ́ kí, mo kí ọ̀gá mi Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI. Mo kí ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun, ẹ kú kó lè dá. Ẹ wo àtìgbà tí bàbá ìtàn ti fi ìlú United Kingdom tí wọ́n ti fínlẹ̀, tí wọ́n ti wá jókòó sí ìlú Áfríkà nípasẹ̀ wípé ọ̀wọ́n ń wá láti wípé kí a gba òmìnira. Òmìnira ni bàbá yìí fẹ́ láti pé ká gbà. Ẹ wò gbà tí bàbá yìí ti fi ìyàwó àtọmọ tó ti fi wọ́n kalẹ̀ sí ìlú UK. Kò easy o. Wọ́n ní ọkùnrin tó ń sun rárá fọkùnrin ẹgbẹ́, wọ́n ní akọ iṣẹ́ ló ń ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò sí rán bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo kí bàbá mi Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ kalẹ́, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Mo gbà ládùúrà pé ẹ ní jábọ́, ọwọ́ tá ò ní bá yín o. Mo gbà ládùúrà pé lágbára àṣẹ Èdùà, àtẹ̀yìn àti bàbá Akíntóyè àti Ìgbòho Òòṣà ẹ máa kó wa délẹ̀ ìlérí lágbára àṣẹ Èdùà. Ó wá tara bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo kí bàbá mi Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè, bàbá dáadáa, bàbá tó mọyì ọmọ. Bàbá ẹ kalẹ́ o, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Ẹ ní jábọ́ bàbá, a ní wá yín tì o. Irun owó tó wà lórí yín, mo gbà ládùúrà pé ẹ máa fi kó wa délẹ̀ lérí lágbára àṣẹ Èdùà. Mo wá tara bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo kí ọ̀gá mi, ọ̀gá májàsọ́lá wọn, owó bàbá dámì, ẹkùn ọkọ̀ Fúlàní. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun bàbá, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Mo gbà ládùúrà pé ìrìn-àjò tí ẹ rìn ẹ ní fọmọ já o, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ ní fàyà já. Mo gbà ládùúrà pé ẹ̀mí yín tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ló máa kó wa délẹ̀ lérí lágbára àṣẹ Èdùà. Ẹ ní jábọ̀ o, a ní wá yín tì. Mo wá tara bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo kí ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. A ní wá yín tì o. Àwa la máa wá, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀yin náà là á sì máa bá lágbára àṣẹ Èdùà. Ẹ káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí bóyá àti ìmọ̀ wípé òpin ti dé bá orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ẹni tí ò bá tí ì mọ̀, gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti máa ń sọ ní gbogbo ìgbà, ẹja lọ gbáradì. Gbogbo wípé wọ́n ní wọ́n máa pe ìpè ní last month, wọ́n pe ìpè. Wọ́n pe ìpè o, wọ́n pe ìpè o. Àníkẹ́ lọ gbáradì sẹ́. A ní àwọn jihad wọ́n sọ fún wa wípé àwọn fẹ́ gba in the whole 36 states before December. Èmi àti ìwọ a dẹ̀ sì jókòó síbi kan, a sì ń sọ pé kò sí nǹkan kan, kò sí nǹkan kan. Mẹ́wàá ń bọ̀ o. Tẹ́ bá lọ sí Kwara State as at today, another attack. Every day by day. Every day by day. Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is what? Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is do what? Nigeria is finished. Ẹ̀yin gómìnà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ìtàn á san pa yín. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin gómìnà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, àní ìtàn á ṣe kí ni sẹ́? Àní ìtàn á san pa yín. Ṣùgbọ́n ìtàn wo ló wá máa san pa ẹ̀mí àti ìwọ? Ní kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí, a tún gbọ́ pé gómìnà Ọ̀ṣun wípé òun náà tuntun fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ tó wà ní federal lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ṣé ti rí i pé bọ́ọ̀lù ni wọ́n fi wá play? Géèmù yẹn ti ń yé wa bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ wo bítíbitì owó tí bàbá Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu tó ń kó fún àwọn gómìnà yẹn. Ẹ wo bítíbitì owó tó ń kó fún àwọn sẹ́nétọ̀. Nigeria Today láti rí tí wọ́n ti ń fi 24 billion naira ṣe 1 kilometre. Just 1 kilometre, 24 billion naira. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà dẹ́yìn ráhùn pé àwọn ọ̀run jẹjẹ. 24 billion naira. Contract tó ń gbé fún Ṣèyí Tinubu. 24 billion naira. Just 1 kilometre. Ṣèbí a gbọ́ oye tí wọ́n fẹ́ fi ṣe sólà náà. Ṣèbí gbogbo àwa náà látúgbọ́n pa oye tí wọ́n tún fẹ́ fi ṣe street light. Gbogbo wa la gbọ́. Gbogbo wa la gbọ́ oye tán fẹ́ fi ṣe street light. Ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ sì ń sọ pé bàbá yín kan wà níbí kan. Nigeria is finished. Kódà this time around ní sọ fún wa pé ẹ fẹ́ ṣe any restructuring kankan káwa lé sísìn yín. No, torí pé gbogbo wa la mọ̀ pé ó ti late. It is too late. Ohun tí a fẹ́ ni pé bàbá Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu tí wọ́n bá kọ̀, tí wọ́n bá dialogue, tí wọ́n pín orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, rẹ́rẹ́ àrùn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Rẹ́rẹ́ àrùn.
It's very clear. We made a declaration saying that it's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. You will remember in 1962, there was a massive problem in Nigeria when Awolowo was arrested. Our people talked to us. There was crisis for over 4 years that led to the coup. there was a Yoruba meeting of elders called the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. We relented. The thing continued. Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time. In 1993, there was the annulment of the June 12 election. Shijuade, the former Oni, spoke and said Yoruba should go ahead and conduct an election. We did. It led to nothing. The same thing happened in 1998, just before the handover to the democratic elected government. Yoruba did not want to go for anything like Nigeria again. But then it failed. Look at where we are. Yoruba has been losing ground since 1914, and we are just tired. We are not for restructuring. It's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. It's too late for sovereign national conference. It's too late for resource control. What we want now is Oduduwa Republic. And we are very categorical about that. We have made that very clear. We have made declarations, and we are very serious about our demands. Every region just go to its own tent. Yoruba wants to be on its own because the problem that Yoruba has is Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem, is the impediment to Yoruba development. Is the impediment to Oduduwa development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1960, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
Yes. Àsìkò tí a wà yìí. Kò dìgbà tí wọ́n bá ṣe ń sọ fún wa wípé eku ò ké bí eku, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹyẹ ò ké bí ẹyẹ. Ọmọ ènìyàn ńkọ́, ọmọ ènìyàn fọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ènìyàn.
I can't imagine that as I'm preparing to go to church, I will be afraid of being killed. Imagine, as I'm preparing to go to church, I will be afraid of being killed in the house of God. This is 2025. Now, 3 years ago, there was an attack on our Catholic Church in Ondo State. The blood of parishioners, the blood of Christians were spilled right in the house of God 3 years ago. And we are having the same threat, 2025, in the same Catholic Church. Or on high alert as bandits threaten fresh attack on Catholic Church. That is the report. Currently, people are afraid to go to that Catholic Church because there is a fresh threat. Let us read this. 3 years after the deadly assault on St. Francis Catholic Church in Ondo State, bandits have issued a fresh threat to launch another attack on the church. The anonymous assailants, in a letter addressed to the church, vowed to carry out a strike soon with no specific timeline stipulated. No specific timeline stipulated. That means they are not giving a particular time. I've told you what these guys do is that they put fear in the minds of people. They put fear. People will not want to go to church again. And this is one of the nonchalant attitude of our leaders, top leaders in Christendom, that are in the city, that are enjoying all sort of security. A leader, a general overseer, he's moving with gunmen, he's moving with police and entourage, while the other person who is in an Catholic Church village, he doesn't have anybody to protect him. Now, if the church does not stand up and fight for itself, not all this prayer without action, without work, if the church does not take a decisive stand on this insecurity, people in the next 10-15 years will be leaving the church. That same Catholic Church now under threat, I bet you many people would leave that church. Many people will not want to go to church. Imagine I'm dressed, I want to go to church, and there's a possibility of me being killed. Will I go to church? See, all those big men, big overseers that are in the cities, that do not take cognizance of the influence they have in government, using it to the advantage of the church. For instance, why would an Oyedepo or a Deboye or Kumuyi or every that general overseer that is influential, why would they not lend their voice to the security of the church? They have influence in government. Most of the members, the Inspector General of Police, we have the EFC chairman, and every other parastatal, you see Christians occupying. Why won't you use your position as a Christian to help the church out in these security issues? The other time, a military official, top military official, is telling us that we should pray. We need spiritual solution to the insecurity going on in Nigeria. That is when I knew that it don't be for everybody. People that are the bandits you are fighting, the criminals you are fighting, they have access to God. In fact, it is believed that the Nigerian army has more training, experience, and skill than the bandits. The bandits, they are just moving from one place, guerrilla fighting. They are not settled in a place. The Nigerian army, they are settled to prepare to launch attack, to do everything. And the army chiefs will come out and tell us that we need prayers for us to solve the security. We need prayers. Do the bandits and those that are attacking and putting out this threat, do they need prayers to carry their attack? That's the mentality we've had as a people. It is very, very precarious situation. If the men of God do not rise, it is very, very unfortunate. The people before them left a legacy for the church. They themselves, they are not leaving any legacy. I'm telling you, they are not leaving any legacy. Because the church cannot be influential in the government, as it were, because under Tinubu's administration, the church is very, very influential. The church cannot be influential in this government. The wife of the president is a member of the Redeemed. Most people, most persons are very well placed in government. They cannot use their influence to advise the government on what to do, or to take actions on what to do to stop all these incessant attacks on the church. An attack in a Catholic church is an attack on Christianity. You think that your church will not be affected? Go to church these days. Most people are not concerned about going to church anymore because they feel the church is not a place that can provide succor to them. It's because of the negligence of our leader. Tribalism, bigotry has entered the church. And with tribalism, with bigotry, we cannot get anywhere as a people. There's a particular pastor who went viral on the pulpit. He said, I will not vote for Moibu. That is a pastor that likely has members from all the tribes. That's the pastor. That's the pastor. Now, a certain security expert revealed that the government of Buhari, they knew the sponsors of Boko Haram. According to that security expert, they knew the sponsors. Some of them are in the cabinet. Some of them are governors. Some of them are in the Senate. A government that is claiming to fight Fulanis or bandits or insecurity or Boko Haram, a government has people in its cabinet that's sponsoring the insecurity, as revealed by that intelligence officer. He conducted an interview with Channels Television, and he said a lot of things. We have leaders that know all these things. We have people working in the intelligence industry. We have people who are generals, that are Christians, or whatsoever. They know all these things. But what stops them from taking decisive action? Because if Christianity dies, it dies. And you see Islam as a religion, it thrives on such activity. It thrives on such activity. That is why as Christians, we need to use, like Esther, Mordecai told Esther, you are the queen, not because you are beautiful. God has placed you as the queen so as to fight for your people. If you do not fight for your people, the sins, the burden, whatever happens to Israel is on you and your family and your generation forever.
Abi?
That is the same with every person who is a Christian that is in position of authority. Because under a certain president's regime, under this administration, we should not be hearing anything about a threat to these assailants are giving the church no stipulated time. They say they can come anytime. That means the fear lasts forever until they are being attacked. The lives of the Catholic priests and everybody hangs in the balance. Can the church afford security 24 hours? Because when somebody says, we are going to attack you, we are not giving you a particular time, you need to be on alert for 24, 28, 25 hours. But can the church offer that services of big men are securing themselves? Can the poor church man or woman secure him or herself? The only thing that they can do is that those people that are in power, that's why I said most people are not Christians. They're just there for there. Because if not, you are a Christian and you believe in the Christian cause, you use your position and also provide security for the people. Yes. This man revealed that the Buhari government knew about the sponsors of Boko Haram. They knew about it. The intelligence department knew about it. And he said one of the problems we have in Nigeria is religion and ethnicity. Because of religion and ethnicity, people refuse to fight insecurity. That is the long and short of what he said. Because of religion, I belong to religion, I belong to a certain ethnic group. People refuse to fight insecurity. That's why I'm wondering, what is Tinubu doing as a government, as a president? Busy aligning here, left, center. The people he swore to protect are being killed, are being threatened on a daily, and there's no remorse towards. Okay, you cannot go to those places. What actions are being taken? How are you assuring the people that these things? Because when you are coming to fight for presidency, you went almost all the crook and crannies of Nigeria to tell people that I'm running. But now you're in power. It seems like nobody is interested in what is happening to the security of an average Nigeria. So we are not expecting all this. So the Buhari government knows very well that their part, the Boko Haram is part of his government, but they did nothing. They had to spend millions of dollars just to go and arrest Nnamdi Kanu or kidnap him from Kenya. That is their priority. So the biggest problem, according to this man, he said, the biggest problem we have is religion and ethnicity.
Yes.
Most times religion have made us look stupid. Ethnicity has made us look foolish. All these bigotry they are spewing online, left, right, center, it has made people look foolish. You cannot be productive doing bigotry. You cannot be productive. It is counterproductive to anything called growth. If people are fighting themselves, they cannot find time to develop. If people refuse to agree, they cannot find time to develop. When you talk about religion, if you are so religious, you see, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. God has put men in charge of resources. No one tribe has all the resources. That's why the United States, Europe, and the West rely on Africa for most of its resources because they cannot do it alone. So if we are using tribalism and religion to divide ourselves, you think you have all it takes to be complete on this earth. That is the mentality some people need to have. You cannot be spewing bigotry on a certain religion or a certain people, and you think that you don't need the help of those people at the end of the day. That is what is making us look myopic and underdeveloped. It has entered the church of God. Bigotry, religion has entered the church. That's why the church looks stupid. I'm telling you, forget all this thing I say. If you go and look at what is happening currently, look at the kind of immorality, things that are happening in church today, my brother, you know that we have lost it a long time ago. We are nowhere close to what they call Christianity. We are not practicing Christianity. We are just running politics, aesthetics. That's what we are doing in church. And some people are carried away by the buildings, by the number of people coming to church, by the houses, by the instruments, by the songs you sing, by everything, and they call that Christianity. Go on the streets, you see a lot of immorality going on, a lot of things going on that you ask, is there God in this country? Is there God in this nation? You ask that question. Because leaders have failed left, right, center. So who is going to preach to those ones that are afraid of being killed to go to our church? You might say, okay, if you're a true follower of Jesus Christ, you don't be afraid of death. Abi, I have said this before, that faith without work is dead. God give you life. He expects you to preserve it until he wants to take it. You will not be so careless and so stupid that somebody else, your enemy, will come and take your life. Never. You have to protect yourself because God gave you the right to protect your life. He gave you everything. That's why you see, man has produced a lot of ammunition to defend itself. God gave them the mindset, the brain, the intelligence to do what they are doing. But the Christian believes that God should do everything. Everything God should just do for him.
Imagine.
He doesn't have to put hand on anything. He should just sit down and fold hand, and things will just be popping up. If you go to a farm and you see seed, and God give you the strength, you think saying that God will come help you carry the seed, plant,
Imagine.
cultivate the farm, do irrigation. Is it God? You use prayer and run those things. When I see General Overseer saying that let's pray, beyond the prayers, what are the actions we are taking? Because religion and tribalism has eaten deep into the church. We have a certain denomination, they look like a certain people. Another denomination look like a certain people. This denomination look like a certain people. Nobody looks like Christ anymore. Nobody looks like God anymore. Everybody looks like themselves. And religion, they say, is the opium of the masses. You can use religion to deceive people. These pastors are okay, are doing well. They prefer to stay in the city. If God tells them that they should go into the remote village in Borno State or Maiduguri, they will be using all sort of manipulations and say, no, I can't go. They want to stay in a place whereby they are comfortable, they have AC, they can eat and everything. And they don't know that Christianity is collective. Everybody is part of the body of Christ. If you don't cater for that person in the village, you have failed as a person. It's not about the number of churches. When these Fulani are done with Nigerians, all these your general overseers, now then go first enter the first flight, fly out of Nigeria. The same as politicians. No difference between our religious leaders and politicians. No difference. Especially those of this generation. Pastors now, how do they measure church growth? It's by the building, the number of people that come to church, not by the lifestyle. You see, when a church is in a community or an environment, the evidence, the impact of the church will be felt by the people in that environment, that community. But there are so many churches in communities and so many atrocities, immoralities are going on. What's the essence of the church? People think that Jesus came to the saved. He went for the lost. You are in a church and you are not doing things that people are seeing. You are not going for the lost. You are going for fellow Christians. There's some churches that cannot come out and preach to you. You already have an insinuation about them because that's how the leadership has been created. So our leaders, religious leaders, are no less different